What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of This About That. This is episode 9 here, and we got some special guests to cover the topics with us today. Sean, Zuch, how we doing?
What's
going on, boys?
Fantastic. Ready for NCAA.
How was your Monday?
Just worked. Looked up some NCAA news.
Yep.
Checked the fantasy baseball team.
How's that going, dude?
I suck.
I'm 8-6-1, but I should be 9-6. But last Wednesday there was a change in the scoring. One of my guys had too many points, so I lost a point, and it ended up being a tie.
Dude, that's a freaking load of crap.
I wasn't thrilled, but
that bothers me. Yeah, but Sean, we doing all right? How are you doing in fantasy baseball?
Well, today's first day of the new week. It's currently 39-3.
All right,
losing by that.
All right, dude, you got 3.
Okay, well, a lot of my guys aren't playing though, so that's why.
Feel bad for anybody who drafted Yoshinobu Yamamoto or whatever the hell that guy's name is on the Dodgers.
Or whatever the hell the guy's name is on the Dodgers.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I think his name is.
Yep, I drafted him. That was me.
Yeah,
he's sick.
Yeah, he's on the IL right now, though. He's hurt. He hasn't been horrible. Month of June, he had 33 points. Okay, that's pretty bad.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm not doing too hot. It's just hard to.
Right.
It's such a grind, and I don't know, especially with the playoffs, NHL playoffs
especially
this year.
this time of the year.
Yeah, I feel like I can start paying. I thought I would start paying attention more now that hockey's over, but I still haven't yet. So, I don't know. It's a grind. It's a lot of fun, but
definitely, dude. I stopped playing any fantasy. I mean, I team up with T. Lou because I agreed to take on the losers challenge when the season's over. If we end up losing, I was like, dude, I'll do the punishment. I'm horrible at setting my lineup. I mean, I stopped playing fantasy football years ago because I forget to set my lineup. Or just all these players are not playing this week, and I'm like, yeah. Whatever. I'm down 60 points, and it's the first game.
Thing, I still profit about $300. If
I
get that last, then Cody has to do something funny, and I get to laugh at him. So it's kind of
it works, dude. I don't mind doing the punishment, considering that nobody in that league has any nuts. I mean, how many of you have not done the punishment? 3?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're one of them. You're one of them. Let's just put that out there. You and Stu and who else, dude?
Mine was a technicality. They changed the rules halfway in.
Okay. All right. Warriors talk. Fellas, Klay Thompson is gone. He signed a deal with the Dallas Mavs. What do we think about that? What is the Warriors' future, and how do we think Curry feels right now, dude? Losing the Splash Bros are no longer.
He's good. He can he's got some great meals to cook out of his wife's cookbook.
Yeah.
He's got some fire tweets.
Loves toes.
Loves toes, yeah. I mean, I feel like I haven't been watching a whole lot of basketball the last couple of years, but I feel like it was kind of coming that he was going to be moving on. Obviously, he's a legend with the Warriors, but everyone has their timeline, and I think his timeline was over with probably 3 years ago. Well, I guess whenever they won their championship, I think after that season, he kind of
I do have a question about the Warriors, and I don't mean this in an offensive way.
Mm-hmm.
How popular were they before they got good? Because
not at all.
The Golden State Warriors just because they have a weird name, right? They're not the San Francisco Warriors or whatever Bay Area Warriors. I truly could not name a player on that team up until Monte Ellis. I knew Monte Ellis was on that team because that year they beat, I think it was the Mavericks. They were the 1 seed and they were the 8 seed, and they beat them. And then they got Steph Curry and became immensely popular. So my question about it would be,
I wouldn't say they got popular when they got Steph, because they weren't successful for the first 4 years that he was there. The hype really started to get crazy when they
MVP
2014, 2015, when they were first made the playoffs, and they had that really, really good team. And actually probably the year before, when they had they had made the playoffs, they got bounced. So then the next year, everybody was like, okay, this team's gonna be really, really good. Like that's when the hype really started. I mean, I've always been a Warriors fan. I didn't watch basketball as much like growing up until I was like 12. So in 2012, but I mean, I know Cody's dad has always been a huge Warriors. No,
Man. Oh no, I'm just saying like. I'm just
yeah,
shaking my head and like
there's a ton of bandwagon.
like, dude,
There's a lot of people. If you were from the Bay Area, you became a Warriors fan. There was no like.
That's how I was. Like
I mean, I grew up going to games like all the time, but it wasn't a sold out arena. All these people standing and cheering the entire time. Parking lots packed. I mean, like you're talking like the stadium was probably still a quarter empty. Like at every home game because we were just kind of mid.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between. I don't think that if you're from the Bay Area and you weren't a fan of a team before, like if you're from the Bay Area and you're a Pacers fan or a Lakers fan or a Clippers fan or something, and you became a Warriors fan, that makes you a bandwagon. I think if you were from the Bay Area and you just didn't watch basketball very much, but then like they became good and you started watching, I don't think that makes you a bandwagon. I think it just makes you like a fair weather fan or whatever you want to call it. But they definitely got immensely more popular the second they started having success.
That's unfortunately though how all the Bay Area is. I don't think there's many. I mean, you have your loyal fans.
Yeah, the only teams that people are devoted to in the Bay Area are baseball and football, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I would even say like there's times
those
where,
are two legendary teams too. Like the 49ers and the Giants are like I love the Yankees, but the Giants have the coolest baseball stadium to me. Like right on I don't know what body of water that is. Is it the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, it backs up right on it's the San Francisco Bay, so it's right next to
Cove.
The Bay, and then as soon as the Golden Gate, right past the Golden Gate, that's where the Pacific Ocean starts. Technically, I mean it's but yeah, dude. I mean, my dad was he's always been a fan. I remember growing up, like when we weren't good, and he was still on his recliner, getting up and fucking throwing a fit at the TV because we just missed our free throws. He's like, "God damn it, they're fucking free! They're free!" Just yelling. Yeah, just the classic Kurt meltdown, dude. I mean, like I could pull up so many videos of him. Just there was one dude where he just like it was a Warriors game, and he got up and he's just like. Something, sit your five. I don't even know what he was saying. He was just yelling. Sometimes he just goes on a word vomit at the TV, and my mom's got to come in and tell him to settle down because he's just getting too loud. But me and Zach are just finding it funny. But yeah, the Warriors, dude. I mean, like there is bandwagon fans. I'm not going to sit here and say there isn't.
No,
my dad was one of those diehard fans, but it didn't start getting to where the hype that you guys are all thinking about until like Tyler said, like 2014, 2015. And that's when all the people started coming out of the woodworks and started cheering, yay, go Warriors, who have never been to a game prior to then, and it's just
but I also don't see a problem with that. It's just like
I don't know either. It's just it brings in more people to the sports. It brings more people to the arena. Money talks, so they're making more money. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad thing, Zooch, or anything like that. But it's just kind of weird how we had that kind of a shift because it's like everybody knew the Warriors, but like, dude, when they got on the map, they got on the map.
Well, that's what I was like. So, do you think it'll continue? Because, like, for example, and I know people give them shit or whatever, but if you take the Cowboys, for example, right? They haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years or like whatever it is. The Cowboys are talked about more now, and like I think the Cowboys have been pretty good. Like they haven't had back-to-back losing seasons.
Yeah, I mean they've always had
a playoff team. But like the Patriots won 6 Super Bowls, and now nobody talks about the New England Patriots.
I think it's one of those things where you have just Tom Brady. And what he brought to that Patriots organization with Belichick and all the other players that came, like during that era when they played, it brought so much excitement to New England, dude. So much, just everything. So much more revenue money for the Patriots. So much more people filling out the stadiums. Everybody's talking about the Patriots. Everybody's talking about Tom Brady. And it's just like, well, how do you fit that level of hype with somebody that doesn't have as many rings and as much excitement that Tom Brady has and brought, and that goes back to the Warriors with Klay Thompson and Curry being, being the guys, being the Splash Bros, being one of the best dynamic duos in basketball. So it's just like, I don't know if that excitement is going to be there, and I could see it kind of shift from what happened in New England. It's just some people are just falling out. They're like, we can't get that hype.
With what they've done, the Warriors have done this offseason. We lost Klay, yeah, but we brought in Buddy Hield, who's every bit as good as a 3-point shooter. Now, I mean, back in the day, Klay was the second best 3-point shooter in the league, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit.
Hey, buddy, Oklahoma native.
Yeah, we're looking at maybe getting Lauri Markkanen. We have an offer out there for him. We've signed a few free agents. Like we're putting the right things in place to where we could still be competitive next year. And I think what you're saying is, like, if the Cowboys lost and went, 5-13 or 5-12 for the next 3 seasons, right? We might not be talking about them as much. And I think the Patriots fans are still there. They're just not talking as much because we don't care what they have to say. Like, I think that's I don't like what's Patriot going to?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, when you go from they made the AFC Championship game at least 12 years in a row, it was something ridiculous. Like,
yeah, dude,
from 2010 until that last year Brady was there. They didn't make it that year, but that was 2020 or 2020, one of those two, something like that. Like, that's an insane run, and the Warriors have been on one of those two. Like,
they went to 6.
It's easy to, it's easy to look back and be like, oh yeah, they blew the 3-1 lead or whatever. But they were, I think with dynasties, everyone's always going to be like, oh, that was a great team, blah blah blah. But I don't think it's fair when people bring that up more, that they blew the 3-1 lead than what else they did during that run. They truly just dominated the
entire
Western Conference. Yeah, nothing.
But they set the record for the best NBA record of all time.
Yeah. Well, 73-9. It's insane.
The year before that, they won the NBA championship. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
yeah.
We won the NBA championship, then we had the best record ever, and then we lost
LeBron.
the 3-1 lead. Which
you had LeBron, is what happened.
No, they suspended Draymond. I'm not going to get too deep into it. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. The league was out to get us. But they were never going to let LeBron leave Cleveland again without giving him a ring there. It was never going to happen. They were going to figure out a way to do it one way or another.
He's one of us, Sean. He is one of us.
He is.
Yeah.
Was that LeBron's only ring in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleveland? Dude.
LeBron's career, great for all the stats, not that impressive as far as it comes to winning. I'll say it.
Not at all.
He's a
Mickey Mouse in 2020.
Loser. Yeah. He's a proven loser. Sorry. He has the same amount of rings as Steph and Klay in the double the time.
Yeah. Wait, does he?
He won 3, right? Or 4?
Yeah.
I think he won 2 with the Heat. 2 with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs, 1 with the Lakers.
How many? Steph has 4?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And they played in 6, yeah?
2015?
Because they lost to the Raptors and lost to the Cavs.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
We lost to the Raptors and the Cavs. Raptors we should have won, but Klay and KD got hurt, and Steph was out there running around.
No, that was a different time. When Zaza Pachulia got Kawhi hurt.
That was awesome.
That was funny.
Really saved us that year.
Yeah.
We were not beating him.
No. Yeah, that was prime Kawhi too.
Yeah, it was when he was on the Spurs.
Yeah, I think, as a whole, I don't know, just watching the Warriors become popular was kind of crazy. Obviously, yes, they had fans. They had people that cared about them since day one, since they were born. But even for me, I obviously have always loved hockey, and right around that time of 2013, 2014, I started to get into basketball a little bit. I remember watching that Ray Allen shot in 2013 against the Spurs.
All-time
I would recreate that. Yeah. And then right around that time is when the Warriors got good, which is a local team right by me. So then I was like, oh, sick, the Warriors. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun to watch them, all that stuff. But as a whole, I don't know. I don't want to call myself a Warriors fan because I don't know. I haven't been there thick and thin, but it's more of a city pride thing. Because I think the same thing goes for the Giants too. I think a lot of people put their Giants hats away until it's an even year back in the early 2010s, and they're going to win a World Series, and then everyone comes out of the woodworks. And I remember giving shit to my mom about that, because she would always like wear her, and she got pretty mad at me, and I was probably kind of a dick move to tell my mom that. But I remember I was like, "Why do you only care when they play in the World Series?" Like genuinely as a kid, and
Yeah.
But I just that's just the nature, and I don't know.
I think with a lot of people you see with like a Giants hat or Yankees or Red Sox or Braves, baseball, for all of its faults, has given a lot of cities a hat that you see the hat and you know what city it is. So I think a lot of people might not even be like a Giants fan or whatever, but they like San Francisco. So because I've had that happen to me, I'm like, "Oh, Giants fan," and they're like, "No, I'm from San Francisco, so I wear this."
Yeah, it's like but you can't do that. You can't make those kind of assumptions when you go down to LA and Zach's territory. They wear all hats down there, and they all have a different meaning. They all digress.
They all have a different meaning. But yeah, I said, dude, I who knows if it's going to be the same, but
overall,
it's definitely an end of an era for sure. End of an era.
I was going to say
huge.
Start of a new one.
And good luck to Klay, man. I always enjoyed watching him on the Warriors, man. I don't wish him any bad, negative energy. I hope he's successful in Dallas, and we'll see what he does there, man. I mean, he's got a pretty decent surrounding cast, so could be good for them. But yeah, moving on, I think we're going to be getting into
every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Yes, that is right. Philosopher and I don't even know where I'm going with this. And
so that's going to wrap it up for the NBA stuff. But
yep, that's where I was going.
Next topic, Zoot, you had something you wanted to talk about?
Okay, so we're going to start a new little segment where I'm going to get on as many podcasts as I can, and I'm going to have an athlete that I've written down a few specifics about, and it's not going to be like pointed, like, everyone knows who the first draft pick in this year's NFL draft was, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. These are going to be things they've done in their career. They might have gotten arrested for these things. Everyone's going to have a quote. I'm going to start out each segment with a quote. And I'm going to keep it simple, and all these guys are from this century, okay? So just know that everyone is from this century. However, most of them are going to be retired. So it gives you we're getting close to a 25-year span, but I think everyone on this tonight knows who this is. So we're going to start with a quote.
Is our goal to guess who the player is?
Yeah, the goal is to guess who the player is. So let's start with a quote. I've always been an outstanding football player. I've always had uncanny abilities, great arm strength, and immense ability to play the game from the quarterback standpoint. The problem was that I wasn't given the liberty to do certain things when I was young. Okay, so that's a quote from this quarterback.
I feel like the uncanny part really is kind of sticking there. I was like, who said that?
Okay.
Who said that?
And if you know it, just raise your hand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you miss it, you can't guess again.
Ooh.
So this guy was a number one overall pick.
Okay.
And we've had 24 drafts since then. He played in a national championship game in college, and they lost. His team did not win.
Okay.
He is the founder and CEO of Bad News Kennels.
What?
Bad News Kennels?
Bad News Kennels, yep. Okay, now this is one that I'm going to have to get through this. Okay,
Cody,
you think
if
you
you
know
guess
it?
wrong.
Yeah, I know. I might have to think on this for a minute.
Okay.
I think I have a guess.
This one I'm gonna try to get through without laughing, but I swear to God it's true.
Okay.
So this guy had a woman accuse him of giving her genital herpes. A lawsuit was brought against him. She said in the lawsuit that he went to clinics to get it treated and used the name Ron Mexico instead of his real name. So NFL fans started getting his jersey made with his number on the back, but the name Mexico instead of his real name.
Oh.
Then the NFL banned Mexico from being allowed on the back of jerseys. All of this is true so far. He also spent 21 months in prison due to some business investments he made. Cody?
Michael Vick.
Yes.
What?
I knew it. As soon as he said the fucking dog kennel, I was like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing with that.
I was gonna guess that.
And he lost the national championship in year 2000 with Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
When he said they lost the national championship, I was like, wait a second. Michael Vick was around that era, and I remember the uncanny part. Like, he was a good quarterback, but I think he always like doubted himself. That man could have played anywhere on the field. But as soon as you said like national championship and the kennel part, I was like, wait a second, this is clicking here.
Look it up. You could not get Mexico put on the back of your jersey because this man used the alias of Ron Mexico after he was spreading herpes around to different women.
Dude, DHgate. We could DHgate it.
Who did they play in the national championship?
Florida State.
I knew it. Florida State.
I was gonna guess that after the kennels thing, I was also thinking Mike Vick, but for some reason in my head, I didn't think he was a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, he was.
Does anyone want to venture to guess how many touchdown passes he had in his career?
I think he had he
had a lot when he was on the Eagles. So I'm gonna guess
he was slinging it to what's his face, dude. What was it? What was his name, dude? From Cal.
Okay.
From Cal.
Deshaun
Jackson, dude. He slung that 70-yarder to him, dude. How many did you say, T-Lou?
I said 97. I'm guessing that on his productive years, he probably had upwards of 20. And then on his worst years, he was probably at 10, 15. And
I'm going to go with
when he was in Atlanta, and he missed a year because he got suspended.
I'll go with 87. I think it's somewhere in the 80s or 90s. Something.
75.
138. I thought it was higher.
Damn, okay.
But he also had a brother, the lesser-known Marcus Vick, who, keep in mind, this is college athletics. We would never allow this guy, that guy. Marcus Vick settled out of court. Not funny, but it's so bad. Settled out of court after he was found to have met 2 15-year-old girls and forced them into having sex with him on campus multiple times. Suspended for 1 year, his redshirt year.
They say forced or coerced?
Coerced.
Okay.
He said they told him they were 18. Then one of them came out and said, he forced me to have sex with other people. In the meantime, he was stomping people on the field, throwing up the double bird. Said he was the best quarterback in the draft. Didn't get drafted. Dude,
the Vick family better be praying right now.
Well, Michael Vick works for FS1 now. Michael Vick, I think, has turned it around a little bit. I looked up on Marcus Vick, I saw a video of him running from the cops.
Yeah, well, that's a bummer. But Mike just made a bad business investment.
I want you to prepare 3 different players because now I want to do another one.
I want to do another one.
Well, dude, I was
deprived.
I was literally I'm okay, we got I feel like we.
He talks about all words on the live too.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Do that on the live, dude. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. I'll get to people because there are some players that I'll read. I'm I cannot believe. What in your right mind? Why would your alias be Ron Mexico?
Yeah, that's bad. It's just.
Did they take
Michael Vick?
But Michael Vick, that was the first jersey I ever had of the Michael Vick jersey. You couldn't really wear it after you figured out that he was drowning and beating dogs to death. Well, that kind of put it into the
different
jersey.
Strokes, different folks. I'm surprised the Browns never signed him. He can go play in the doghouse.
Yep, he could have. But yeah, dude, Michael Vick, dude. We can't deny how electric he was. Just as a football player.
His comeback is kind of crazy because he did all that stuff and then is still in every single Madden game probably for the rest of forever. So it's
all-time college football, you get as Michael Vick, man, you're the options are endless.
Yeah, he was unbeatable in Madden 04. You wouldn't let people choose the Falcons because he could not be stopped. He could not be tamed.
But dude,
Madden 25 when you could play as the all-time teams, you couldn't even then
dude, he's just so fast. He's just so fast and so good. But dude, he also brought his college career was just unbelievable. Virginia Tech, what have they done since then? He literally turned that place. He was the only he had decent players, but he was literally one of the sole reasons why they went to the national championship and did what he did, but came up short. But I mean, dude, his career in college was insane. I mean, some of the stuff he did was just like I don't even get it.
Right.
But yeah, he's unreal. But what were you gonna say, Zeus, before we move on?
I was gonna say just watch that game, the FSU game.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable. Before we move on to the last topic, I want to go round robin real quick, starting with Cody. What team do you guys plan on rebuilding in NCAA 25?
Oh, probably, dude. I'm a sicko for small teams. I mean, I just would take small teams and play like the number one in NCAA in our game. Ball State or something. Probably. I got 3. Probably Ball State. We'll probably go UAB maybe, and then one's a real sicko one, Akron. I'm bringing that place to the promised land. I will never forget. I lost a college football bet because I was a sicko. Thursday night they were playing in front of 1,056 fans in good old Akron, Ohio, and I'll never forget that. And I also played with them a lot, like in the most recent game. Just all the time playing against top 25 opponents, just like trying to mix it up because you get to the point where you play that game where you're just like, it could be pretty unfair if you're like number 1 Michigan still playing against like a number 2 team because you just know how, like if you know how to win, you know how to win. But like when you play like as one of those shitty teams, I'll play as freaking Bowling Green. That's definitely one of the teams I'm rebuilding. Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're getting after it. But yeah, probably those 4. Probably Bowling Green first or Ball State.
Dude,
I'm gonna go with either FAU, the Owls, or I might go with Louisiana Monroe.
My goodness, the Warhawks.
You could not pay me enough NIL money to play for Louisiana Monroe.
You're playing in a high school stadium. You were playing in front of 7,000 fans a game.
Did you see the TikTok of the dude who said they played? He might have said Louisiana Lafayette, but I think he said Monroe and said it was so hot during the game. The field was like 185 degrees.
Oh, yeah, it heats up on those turf fields, dude. And UL Monroe, they were on Duck Dynasty, dude. Like the head guy of Duck Dynasty, what is his name? Willie, dude. They like had a video, and I'm like, what are they playing on a high school stadium? And then I saw that it was UL Monroe. I was like, no shit. But dude, Lafayette was good in 2020. For some reason, COVID season, they went like undefeated. I don't know if you guys remember that. And then the huge controversy came up when they played Marshall, and that guy absolutely lit him up like helmet to helmet, and people were furious on Twitter. It was like a late hit. The guy like called for a signal. Boom. Joe Rogan, Sean. Boom, boom, boom.
I can hit you way harder.
But yeah, UL Monroe. That's a good one. UL Monroe is good. Sean?
Yeah, I'm probably going to do – I mean, it's weird to call it a rebuild, but I always like doing Boise State just for fun as like a solid one. But if I'm going to like fully rebuild or like – I want to do a career like the franchise mode where you start off as an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Probably start off at like Middle Tennessee State or some random place and try to work my way up to wherever. Like I just go where the wind takes me.
That'd be a cool one.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee's fun. I think their colors are cool. Stadium's pretty small, but I like the go wherever the wind takes me type deal. I think the last one I was able to get, I forget what I did. I think I got up to like Alabama OC was as far as I got before I stopped playing it again. But I'm really excited. It'll come out, I think, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's a week from today.
It's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Do you guys pre-order so you have the early access?
Not yet. I'm going to like on Monday night.
Yeah, I've got a $50 Microsoft gift card burning a hole.
I'm probably just gonna wait, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I will
There's no more waiting. We've been waiting for a decade.
I'm excited for the game.
Yeah. I will be rebuilding
sick.
either Eastern Michigan or the New Mexico Lobos.
Oh,
that would
that's
be
a good one. New Mexico State.
Who?
You should do.
Sorry, you cut out on my end.
New Mexico Lobos.
New Mexico State and who else?
They have good fans, New Mexico. I just saw them in the Mountain West Championship game. They took over Las Vegas. Walking by the In-N-Out Burger, San Diego State fans in front of me, New Mexico fans pulled out their pocket knives like that at them.
Yeah.
Don't go for that In-N-Out. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
what In-N-Out was
it?
it?
Michigan, give Max Crosby some love there. But
that
Eastern Michigan. They named the field after him.
Right on the strip with the huge sign. That one.
On the strip? Oh, wait, that's on the far side, huh?
Yeah.
I was on the north side. I was at the Flamingo where we went to In-N-Out.
There might I just am talking about the one that it's like you see the huge like blinking sign.
Yeah.
It says In-N-Out.
Hey, them Berkey boys. Them Berkey boys get down. It's the way it goes.
They do. They all have flags too. It's like nothing I've ever seen. It's like the most. They are like the equivalent of like how you envision like July 4th nowadays, where like they'll show like the pictures and like every other guy has a flag, and they're like all like dressed really well and stuff, and then you like read about it, and you're like, oh, it was like these guys were all peasants and had like 3 cents to their name.
Yeah,
they weren't really dressed that nice, but the New Mexico fans, they face paint. They have
they're nasty fans, dude.
They go to their games like it's a soccer game. Like they every game they think they're playing in Wembley.
Yeah.
All right. That moves us into our last little spot, and Cody, I'll let you lead this one off.
Yeah, sure. So I've been kind of seeing this recently, just kind of go around, and I've been thinking of different brackets or different, top things that we can do. And one of them that I saw and I've been kind of looking at, doing is our top 5 pizza toppings. So 5 being the worst, first being the best. Does anybody want to kick it off? I think this is a really good one for just debate purposes. I think it's good. Everybody's going to have probably different answers, and kind of curious to see what you guys have.
I can kick us off, but I want to know, are we do we have a 5-topping pizza? Like you're putting together a pizza, or just your top 5 favorite pizza toppings?
Top 5 favorite pizza toppings. I mean, if you prefer to have it on all one pizza, that's good, but you might die after, but it's okay. We all like an all meat pizza every once in a while.
But you got to start. Okay, you got to start though with the crust. You have to give a crust if you're gonna build the pizza. You have to give like deep dish.
Okay.
Crust.
True. What kind of pizza are we talking here?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to just go like if you want to do your top 5 and just have different styles of pizza for different toppings, go for it.
Let's just. I think that'd be easy. We can build a pizza, and you guys can at the end of your build, everybody give it a rating 1 through 10. 10, they eat the shit out of it. 1, they wouldn't eat it at all. 5, they try it. So kind of aim at that.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'll go ahead and get with my crust. I'm just going to go with a standard thin crust. All right, that's the best way to go. Easy to fold, easy to hold. And then I'm going to go with marinara mixed with pesto sauce. And I don't know if pesto counts as one of my toppings. Don't really care.
No. It's the base, not a topping.
Mozzarella cheese with a little bit of fresh mozz on there. So we're going to go mozzarella, little droplings. And then, this is where it really gets cracking. Pepperoni across the entire thing. I don't want to see the cheese. Pepperoni me up.
Okay.
Crumbled sausage. I don't want like big old chunks of it. I want that stuff broken up. Give me some minced garlic on there. And then give me some balsamic glaze and some oregano on top, and I'm happy.
But okay.
I give that like an 8. That sounds delicious to me. So
I'd give it a
every time. That's why I get it Blaze Pizza every time.
7.3, 7.4. Not too bad. I like the fresh mutts on top. I like the fresh mutts. It's good stuff. Good stuff, boys.
You just described your pizza order then, a mod pizza order.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Well, there's definitely more than there's definitely 5 topics on it, so that'll do.
I'd give it a 5. Or no, sorry, I'd give it an 8
like a
because
7.
Pesto sometimes has pine nuts in it. I can't eat it.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, the pesto mixed with
while we're on it, I'm gonna give you guys my least favorite pizza topping. If you put pineapple on your pizza, jail immediately.
Nope, not true.
Yes. Anyway,
you are a pineapple guy, Sean.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm a red-blooded American. I can do what the fuck I want. That's what I do.
Well, I was just asking. I didn't.
Just saying. Can't jail me for putting toppings on a pizza. No, I was talking more.
Lock them up, Zooch. Lock them up.
Tyler told me I go to jail, but last time I checked, this was a free country. So,
Sean, you wanna go? Go next.
I don't care. I can go. You can go.
Yeah,
Whatever.
go for it. Go next.
This one's tough. I mean, if we're building a whole ass pizza, same crust as Tyler, thin, but the crust is a little bit. The pizza itself is thin, but the crust is a little bit thicker. Something to hold on to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like that. What do they call that? Like Neapolitan style or something like that.
Yep.
Where like I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then you got marinara as the base, mozzarella on top. And then honestly, like if we're just doing straight toppings, pepperoni's number one for me. I'm still confused on how we're doing this, but pepperoni is all-time number one. You cannot go wrong with the pepperoni pizza. But pepperoni has to be on any pizza I'm divulging. Second is, now this one can be interchangeable. I'm not always going to want this on there, but it is very gas, is pickled jalapenos on top. Ooh. It's a nice little level of spice. And this right here, this 1, 2, 3 combo is my favorite. It's pepperoni, pineapple, and the pickled jalapenos. Pineapple is number 3 for me. Hear me out. Okay. Question: why do you guys hate pineapple on pizza? Like, is there a reason?
I never said I hated pineapple on pizza.
I said pineapple by itself. When you cook the pineapple, it has a different texture and taste, and it's gross, in my opinion.
I'll get to my pizza and explain why. But it's nothing. Okay. It's a me thing, not a.
So you don't like the texture of the food then?
Yeah, it's the texture thing for me, and I feel like it's just when you mix it with the marinara sauce and other things that are on the pizza, it becomes.
That's fair. But I'm not a fan of like Hawaiian pizza. I'll eat it. Not gonna lie here. I'm not a fan of like Hawaiian pizza where it's like ham and pineapple or candy bacon and pineapple. I like the pepperoni and pineapple because it's like a sweet and spicy. It's a mix of both. But yeah, jalapeno 2, pineapple I give a 3. Any sort of deli meat on top is pretty good. Like if you did prosciutto or anything like that.
Salami is good on there.
Yep, salami. And then 5, I would say, is the crumbled sausage.
Yep.
That one's always very solid. But that's me. And then you always got to finish off with Parmesan cheese. If you don't have Parmesan cheese on your pizza, you're psycho.
I love me a little parm on some slices, dude.
How do you guys feel about? We'll get into the random things after. Go ahead, whoever's next. Okay.
Am I up?
Yeah, Zooch, go for it.
So thin crust, but it's got to be. I like my pizza crust a little bit burnt on the bottom. I love like a burnt pizza. Then spicy marinara sauce, just a little bit of cheese. Like I hate when a pizza is too cheesy. Like I don't like cheese enough for it to be like that.
Yeah.
Then load it with pepperonis, especially those little ones that kind of get like they like flare up, kind of, like kind of crispy,
like cups. They're like cups.
Yeah. Like cups. Yep. And then on top of it, well done. You have to have it well done. Maybe a little extra sauce, but that's more for like not a thin crust.
Yeah.
Red pepper, Parmesan on top, hot honey. I could eat it every day.
Yeah, that's fire.
Okay. Love me some hot
honey.
That's all
dude. I only ever order pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pepperoni. Fun. If you were just going to go somewhere and you were like, man, I need a quick slice, it's pepperoni every time.
Yeah. No, it's the most. It's like the most solid you could do.
And it goes with everything. Like there's not a topping that conflicts with pepperoni.
And I forgot it's not technically a topping, but an ice cold Pepsi or Coke with the lemon in it.
From the fountain. It has to be from the fountain. If I go to a pizza place and they're like, use your can of soda, I'm throwing it at them.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you? Chardell?
So I think, since we're all kind of doing it, well, not really differently, but everybody's kind of, I would say I'll give you guys my top 5 toppings and then my like go-to pizza. So top 5 toppings, Number 5, I'm going with mushroom. I know people are probably going to hate me for that. It's whatever. I like the mushroom. I like the combo pizza at Costco. I'd probably get shot dead for saying that anywhere, but it's okay. I like mushrooms. I mean, I didn't like them as a kid. I love them on pizza, dude. I think they're fantastic. My number 4 would probably be jalapenos. I love jalapenos on pizza, dude. It's so good. I know Sean loves it.
Like a pickled one.
Probably a pickled one. I think the pickled ones always have a little bit more flavor, and they have a little bit more. I mean,
they have a better bite to it. I feel like the
better bite to it,
really strong bite to it. Where I like the pickled one, where it's a little bit more.
You're getting the essence jalapeno.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. My number 3 would probably be like chopped green peppers. Green peppers, love green peppers on the pizza, dude. So good. I think it adds a really good. It's like a bell pepper. Pepper. I think it just adds a nice crunch to the pizza, kind of a refreshing bite. It's good stuff.
At Blaze, they got those roasted red peppers. Those are really good.
Dude. I'll do those as well at Blaze. Last time I had Blaze, I actually did that, but I think we had a mod here, so kind of the same thing, but different. Yeah. Number 2 would probably be like diced chicken. Like just chicken, dude. I think it's just so good on pizza, dude. Oh god,
that Mountain Mike's is a great pizza.
Yeah,
I have to get
Mountain Mike's have a good pizza.
No pineapple,
dude. It does.
It's
thick slice, but it's so good.
Barbecue sauce is the base, and they do the chicken, and it's really, really good. Cody knows what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Yes, Mountain Mike's up there. Yeah, it's not like
we actually have one just open up in Meridian, but I haven't had Mountain Mike's in years, T-Lou. I mean, like we have one in Livermore, dude. It's still up and running. So, but yeah, and then number 1 would probably be cupped pepperonis, like the ones that Zeus was saying, dude. I think the cup pepperonis, I like crispiness on my pizza, dude. It's crispy, a little burnt. Yeah. And dude, they just lock in that flavor, a little bit of grease pool in there, so you kind of feel like a sicko, but it's pretty good. But my go-to pizza would probably be like, I would do a thin crust, probably a white sauce base, so like pesto, mozzarella, and then I would do probably diced. Sorry, what'd you say?
A white sauce base, but pesto.
It's like a pesto. What's the white?
Alfredo?
Is it Alfredo? I don't know. Or
Pesto's
isn't there like white
with basil?
Isn't there a white pesto too? Or am I?
Yeah, I know
there's a white. Yeah.
That I white sauce. I know exactly what he's talking about. That actually, like garlic sauce, like that.
Yeah, it's like a garlic white or something. It's really good.
Garlic aioli.
Maybe garlic aioli. I don't think so because that wouldn't really
mayonnaise.
Yeah, could you imagine somebody use mayonnaise as a base for pizza? Sick.
Yeah, dude, that'd be crazy. The white sauce. I don't know the technical term. I don't know. It's just fire. And then I would go. I would go mushroom, dude. Diced chicken, the green peppers, and dude, a little bit of just some fire ass ranch, and I'll tear that shit to shreds. But then like an alternative would be like little a pepperoni slice, man. The cut pepperonis. And honestly, dude, I'm really digging like the jalapenos and then a little bit of honey on it. I don't know where we had this like pepperoni jalapeno hot honey pizza when we were in McCall, like 2 years back. It was from like Firehouse Pizza Station or whatever, bro. We had this jalapeno like hot honey like pizza, and that's when Anthony ran down the steps, but he obviously didn't even sniff that. He went right for the pepperoni.
It would have me sweating like a turd, I'll tell you.
So I have
that one. So those are the kind of the twos that I would like.
Speaking of pizza, in television or film, what is the best looking pizza? Like you see it in this movie or TV show, and every time you're like, that looks freaking scrumptious. I know mine, and I see it like once a year because.
Okay, what is yours?
Cartoon.
Mine is what's that?
Is yours from a TV show or a cartoon?
It's from a movie, but a cartoon is close second. And they eat it all the time in the cartoon.
I would say the one to me is gonna be any Ninja Turtles movie. Their pizza always looks gas.
Dude.
Show, movie, whatever it is, that pizza looks gas.
Dude,
the one that Kevin McAllister's stupid ass gets in Home Alone 2. That every time he popped that thing open and the steam is coming out, it looks So good.
That makes me segue. There's two things from cartoons that make me want to eat it every single time. Number one, the Goofy movie when he gets that spray cheese and he goes, "Oh, cheddar, dude!
I love spray cheese."
I was just about to say Goofy movie. That was mine, dude. The pizza from Goofy, I'd slam that. Oh, dude.
And then, I don't know if you guys ever watched Codename Kids Next Door when you were kids.
Yes.
There was this chili cheese dog scene, and those things look so good. Just saying. That's just,
I love chili cheese dogs. I've been to the Wiener Schnitzel like 5 times.
Wiener Schnitzel, baby.
To admit, I love the Wiener Schnitzel.
T-Lou knows the Wiener Schnitzel.
Dude, I fucking love Wiener Schnitzel. I'll go there. They got like the 5 for $5. You get 5 chili dogs.
5? Holy shit!
But I want to say too, and I don't know. I think T-Lou's watched it because he commented about it when I posted in the chat. Those freaking Italian beef sandwiches they make in the Bear. Every time there's a scene with those things, they look so good. And me and my mom, we have all the stuff for it. She's going to start cooking it tonight, and we're going to have them tomorrow. And I literally have been looking at pictures for days of just like, it looks so freaking good. Like a hot pizza looks really good in movies and stuff, but like a hot sandwich or even like a peanut butter and jelly, like if it's a scene that someone makes a peanut butter and jelly, it always looks.
Yeah.
That Ratatouille from Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, when SpongeBob put the jellyfish jelly on that burger, I was like licking my lip, bro. I wanted a bite of that.
Garfield's lasagna. Lasagna.
Yes,
okay,
that's true.
We have another person joining us. Scally, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you guys?
Doing well.
We're talking about like movie food and
we are
pizza toppings, dude.
We're gonna take a step backwards. We're gonna have you give us your favorite pizza for us, and you can also give your top 5 toppings if they don't end up on the pizza. But just build from the ground up. Act like you're at Mod Pizza and just build your favorite pizza.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start off with marinara sauce. Obviously.
What crust you going?
What crust am I going? Dude, I love a good stuffed crust, and I feel like I just don't get it a lot.
Yeah,
like cheese and crust is fucking underrated, man.
Yes,
I feel like not enough places do it because I feel like it's difficult to do it. I feel like only like the chains do it because they can probably make it frozen and mass produce it and whatnot. So I'm doing stuffed crust, garlic crust too, stuffed crust, and then we're gonna get cheese on there. I almost said cheddar, but not cheddar. We're gonna get some Moz cheese on there. Obviously got to go with pepperoni, no doubt. Honestly, I'm kind of a meat lovers guy, so I'm gonna go no homo meat lovers guy. But
yeah, you hanging out
with you. I knew what you were about to say.
I can't do it.
Dude. And then I'm probably just going with like a fuck. I'd probably say bacon. I love a potato bacon, but I'm not gonna put potatoes on there. But pepperoni, bacon, and sausage. I'd say that's my go-to.
Italian sausage, baby.
Don't overload it, or else it's gonna be way too much. But I mean, top 5 toppings. Number 1, pepperoni. Number 2, I'm gonna go sausage. Number 3, bacon. Number 4, Canadian bacon. And then number 5.
I like Canadian bacon.
Bacon again.
Ham.
That's the best thing on the menu at McDonald's is
ham.
Yeah, but it's cut thinly.
Canadian bacon on there.
And then I'll throw potatoes number 5. I mean, I love a good supreme pizza though, with like bell peppers.
Bell peppers. That was one of mine, Gally. That was one of my top.
Add chicken to it. That's what yours was good.
Huh?
You had a supreme pizza with add chicken.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess that's why I just. Yeah, I didn't even notice that because I just said Costco
mushrooms,
supreme. Like I'd probably get shot at the steaks for loving that, but.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, like the good old combo or jalapenos, pepperonis, and a little bit of honey, man. I'll never forget that fucking pizza in McCall, dude. That shit was so good.
The pizza at Roaring Springs is kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. I had it the other day. It was a good pizza.
You know,
maybe I was just starving.
It was like a honey drizzle, Gally.
I don't know about you guys, but gas station pizza always looks pretty fire to me. I've never really pulled the trigger on it.
That's like when you're in the desert and you see an oasis, but it's really just a mirage. That's the trick in the gas station.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Gas station food in the South is good. I don't care what anyone says. I lived there for 18 years. Gas station food
about that actually. I don't know.
South.
We can go for 10 more minutes. What state that you guys have been to yourselves?
Yeah,
you think has the best food?
I was talking about this with Zooch before Sean got in. I was like, that's going to be one of our segments, dude. We've all had different experiences in different cities. So, everybody, what is your go-to state for food? What state has the best food, man? Who wants to start? Who wants to kick it off?
I know mine. Mississippi. Can't far and away Mississippi.
It's just hard, man.
So, first off, like, it's just, like, southern, like, fried okra, ton of fried stuff, but they also have, like, the Mississippi River. So you get catfish, you can get crawfish, you can get... When I say Hunter Landon ate like he was on my 600-pound life when I took him to the Ole Miss game, he legitimately could not stop eating. I took him to the chicken on a stick place, which is right at Four Corners. That you guys aren't going to know what that is until we go to an Ole Miss game, which I will take you guys to an Ole Miss game. Yeah, they have this place called Chicken on a Stick. It is straight gas, but like Florida is close just because they have more seafood, like crab claws and stuff like that. But I would have to go Mississippi just because you get some of the seafood and you get like there's places you can go in and you get fried chicken, collards, macaroni and cheese, jalapeno cornbread with 6 pounds of butter on it, and a 55-gallon drum of sweet tea. Like and nothing's beating that, in my opinion. Like steak's delicious, pizza's delicious, but that is just like, I could eat that, and you could tell me like, this is your last meal, and I'm going to shoot you in the head, and I'd be like, let me get dessert, and I'll be good.
I'll go next. I'll say for me, it's Texas. Probably, I think if anybody has an answer outside of like the southern states, you're probably wrong. But yeah, I think Texas is up there for the top 5 states for barbecue. It was fantastic. I've been there multiple times, and they also have really good my favorite time to go there is during crawfish season because I just eat pounds of it and feel nothing.
Yeah,
you get your suck on.
Exactly. Yeah. No, the worst part, like the only time you'll not enjoy eating crawfish is if you stop for a second and think about what you're eating. That's it.
Yeah. Or if you have chapped lips, that'll screw your whole day out because the spices are just like getting in the cracks
Dude, speaking of crawfish, man, I've been going on the Boise and seeing an absolute ton. I think I'm just gonna go out there one day and just get as many as I fucking can.
I'm so down.
That's what we should do.
Getting a gallon bucket, dude. It's the same thing. If we just have a good recipe, I can get a gallon bucket and fill that bucket probably in one good
you need more than a gallon. It's not even I can tell you what the recipe is. It's a shit ton of spicy ass seasoning. You put some orange juice in there. Mm-hmm. Some people put lime juice. You dump it all. That's what we should do because you can fly in crawfish, and it's not that. If we all got together for like a game this year and pitched in to have it flown out, you can do it like in your yard. And if like a couple of us would have to get up in the morning because the longer it cooks, the better it is. You set up your picnic tables with newspaper or whatever, and you just dump that shit on there, and you have the best time. I think it's better to do it in the fall than the summer because it's so kind of hot in the summer. But if you do it in the fall, like you can have like a light sweat jacket on, something like that, and you just go to town.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, it's hot as shit in this room. There's no AC in this room, so it's like 120 degrees. But you know what? I'm gonna have to go with you, T-Lou. Texas all the way. And I think this reason for this, yes, I think all the southern states have good barbecue. I really do. I mean, I've been to Georgia, I've been to Tennessee. I haven't been really anywhere else in fucking South, so pardon me, everyone. But those 2 places have excellent barbecue. But Texas, Dallas, Texas, you got the Mexican food too. You're going to get authentic Mexican food. True. You're going to get some excellent barbecue from Midwest and Southern. And then, you might even throw in, if you're in Houston and shit, you're going to get some pretty good seafood too. So I'm going Texas all the way. You get a fuck ton of different foods. But if there's any city in the whole world that I've been to, it's definitely Rome. Rome has the best food, hands down.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's like outside of America, yeah.
I already live in the best country in the goddamn world. I ain't never.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's tough because I feel like any state I say, it's like we're stuck in that realm of food, and like I think barbecue's good, seafood's good. I don't know. Like it's really hard. I'm having a hard time with this one because it's like who makes the best burger? I don't fucking like. There's a lot of places that make really good ass burgers. So,
what's your favorite hamburger you've ever had in your life? Because I think hamburgers are very much like there can be one spot and you have it and you're like, that shit is the best I've ever had.
Yeah,
and it could be like Rhode Island or something like that.
There's one in Hawaii that I went to. I don't even know the name of it, but it's on an island, the island of Kauai. And I think it's a nostalgia thing, but that's the best burger I've ever had in my life. According to my younger self. I haven't really had anything that matched that since then. So
I think like as far as burgers go, and Cody will know exactly where this place is. So like it's like right next. If you go where I live, and you take like 2 lefts, there's this little burger joint right next to the freeway, and it is just banging. Cody, you know what I'm talking about here?
Whatever, dude. Fuck off with that shit, dude.
What is it?
That's just it's In and Out.
Oh my!
Right off the freeway, dude. I was like, as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, dude, get out of town. My favorite. Oh man, dude. We went to like literally so many places in the South, but dude, North Carolina, their food was fucking bomb, dude. I think their barbecue was outstanding. We had these things called bear balls. It was like these brisket stuffed mac and cheese ball things with, I don't know, dude. And we had also like all the other barbecue there and their hot dogs. We had some of their hot dogs at this one little like this bar and like restaurant place, and their hot dogs were gas.
Was this on your trip,
that was like,
Sean?
Yeah, that was like right before we started drinking too, like heavily. I feel like we just got to the bar and we're like,
saucy,
oh my god, they have hot dogs, so we could give a fair rating. And I thought those dogs were freaking awesome.
They also named them all after wrestling people.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you sending me that actually. Now
their whole menu was like wrestling guys.
That's awesome.
And they had dogs named after them. It was funny.
Tennessee had some good food. I mean, I tried catfish in every state that we went to, and every state that we went to, I tried all of it. And it was really Florida was probably the best catfish I ate. Like, dude, that shit was so good. North Carolina had some really good catfish, and surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, but we went to this little hole-in-the-wall place in Tennessee. Remember that Black Shack where Jelly Roll hangs out, dude? That catfish was so good. So good, battered just perfectly, and I was so excited when eating it. I was just like, oh, this was probably caught right off the river right over here, dude. I was like, oh, my goodness. It was delicious.
You know what I'm going to make for our first home game this year, and you have to have 5 of them. You just have to have 5 bushwhackers.
Oh, no. Dude, I couldn't even get past like 2 before I wanted to puke. You drink 2 of those in that Florida heat, dude, you feel like you're spinning in just a pit, and you just can't get out.
Would you drink one in the Mississippi heat? You said that was the hottest
place I've ever been to. We stopped it. Well, we stopped for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We stopped for 10 minutes. I agree with
him. It is hot.
And it was the hottest weather I've ever been in my entire life. You guys went into the I remember when we were at that gas station, I was kind of like standing out in the heat for like 5. I really wanted to feel it because I knew where we were at. I was like, we're in Mississippi. Like, you guys went into the gas station and kind of came out real quick back into the car. But I was like, that was the worst. I couldn't even imagine. It would be like when we were walking in Florida at 2 a.m., dude, just cooking. But worse. I think that weather would be way worse.
I don't know, dude. Florida was horrible on the beach, too.
Like, there's no escaping it. That's what, here, like, we went to the water park the other day on the 4th, and it was only 82 that day. It actually kind of cooled off, so it wasn't like this week. It's supposed to be 108 tomorrow or something like that. But here you can go and get in the shade, and it's just not hot. I'm sorry. There, you guys know, you were walking around at nighttime when it gets even more humid. You're sweating like a whore in church.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
So hot.
You are literally dripping like one of those rotisserie chickens at Costco. I'm not even shitting you, dude. It was horrible. Florida and Mississippi were very similar, but Mississippi, dude, that was tough. Like, I was just sitting outside of the car for 10 minutes because I needed to stretch, and I'm like, dude, I can't even do this. Like, this is unreal. But we're gonna probably call it after that. That was kind of our last segment to talk about. I appreciate all you boys being on tonight and giving your thoughts on all the topics that we covered. Sure. And yet again, thank you for everybody tuning in. Future listeners, we're on all platforms. And if you guys have any more brackets, challenges, any topics that you want us to cover, just put them down in the comments and we'll get to them. And like always, we appreciate it.
Wiener Schnitzel chili dogs I can eat in 10 minutes. Like this video. If it gets 100 likes, I'll try to eat 15 in 10 minutes.
All right, dude. Badlands Chugs, here we come.
Let's fucking go.
The bean chug. But yes, appreciate everybody tuning in and subscribe to all of our other shows. Well, not really subscribe. There's a few other YouTubes and Instagrams. But if you guys want to listen to all of our other stuff, we're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Check out our channel at Settle Down Media. And there's some really good things there and a bunch of different talks. So you can get pretty much everything you want to listen to. So yeah, appreciate you guys.
Everybody, we are bi-weekly now that we are the sports season's widened down. So we started that about 3 weeks ago. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. So Such, you had something to add?
I forgot. I should have brought it up before we ended the podcast. I wanted everyone to see that chick who got bit by the shark in Texas on the 4th of July.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. Her whole leg was missing. And half of it.
Jesus.
You got the whole calf.
It looked like when you like in the cartoons when you see someone eating a chicken leg, like when they take the first bite.
She's a Tom and Jerry leg now.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's where we'll probably end it. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.